Hi everyone, it's Adrienne Leah. This is a video request from the House of the Beloved for the Mysteries of Mary Tarot deck. I've had this for a couple of years, and she saw my original unboxing on this channel. So it was when I was living in New England still. So it's been a while. And I really love this deck. I don't use it too often, but when I saw it, I fell in love with the artwork. And I know that the creator has this deck in one of the Italian museums. So I'm so happy for her because she really worked hard on this deck. So this is the bag that it comes in. And I also received the book and an extra card as well. And I have a beautiful rosary that she gave me too. So the main thing that she was asking about was a reading for those who are the Mary archetype, and she said that she's guiding the Marys of this realm into authenticity and purpose. And she was also wondering about what I have encountered when I work deeply working with the feminine archetypes. And so I'll save that for another video, but I am going to do a reading in this video. I was also thinking about the Marys that I have in my life, because I do have a lot of friends that are named Mary. I don't have too many friends. I have a small circle, but the majority of them are named Mary, so I thought it was interesting too that she would mention that. I'm gonna start the reading. I didn't pull out any of the cards, so these are the backs. They have a slate gloss to them, and she handmade all of the images herself. So again, the question is, what is the message for the Mary archetype? The names in the deck are also changed that you'll see when I show you the cards. It's interesting, I'm getting a lot of court cards already. So this is definitely a newer time for us, with the environment card being the Fool card. And I'm going off of what I see in the cards and not necessarily what's from the book, although it can give you a lot of insight because it is a well-written book. And right from the past, present, future, and overall energy, you have the Queen of Cups. Then the present, you have the Queen of Pentacles. The past is the Queen of Swords. And in the future is the King of Cups. With the Queen of Cups, I'm getting direct guidance. Especially over the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Cups. There is a purple theme that's really standing out to me. So I'm also getting premonition, and there could be some foresight for some of you guys. For the Queen of Swords, this is more of adaptation for change. A lot of mental change. Specific mentality of geared towards more of the women. Not saying that the men can't have this reading too, because there's more of a learning curve, more of independence, being more on your feet than you have been in earlier times. And I'm not saying like super earlier times, but it can relate to that, but it's also pretty recently, or maybe like the 2000s and going back, that there has been more of a shift. I'm also linking that a lot to the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So this could have to do with relationship dynamics. Which makes sense because the present card you have, the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles seemed to be more of a workforce card, more of something that it's definitely feeling something that is worked towards. And I'm also getting the word reveal. So I'll pull out an extra card for that. So you have the Servant of Distaff, which is the Knight of Swords. And it does work a lot with this information, because it seems like with the Servant of Distaff, there's something that's more mindful. It's not something that is a generational thing that's really changing. And it's interesting how there's the lamb, but the lamb has a lot of ornateness to him, because there's a crown on him and also has red on. There's something that's really transforming with the mentality that affects how we are functioning in the world. Underlying energy is the Eight of Distaff. And with the main word that I'm getting with this is alignment. And the background kind of looks like spirals here, which is interesting because it seems like wanting to go off the beaten path and trying something different. There's also a reminder of being maybe on a pedestal and having a bee there too. which could denote expectation, especially for those of the Mary archetype, of having this maybe outdated version of what the feminine is supposed to be in society, but now the dynamics are really changing for that. And I love the salmon color. Salmon is also one that really appreciates going against the grain and learning from that experience as well. So this is the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is also more teaching and learning, because this could be also preparation. And there's also guidance there too. So I'll pull out another card for that. And you have Queen of the Holy Rood. So you have all the queens in here, which is awesome. So this one is the Queen of Wands. I'm getting a lot of independence from this card, but I'm also getting favor and wanting to still have guidance on this too, which could have to do with the Eight of Swords, because this is such a new experience for a lot of people. Some might not know if it's going to work. So there's also that persistence that's needed. It's also one where it can give somebody anxiety, because you might fail before you succeed, and that usually happens. But you do have a foundation for this. And I love the pearls there too. Because it reminds me of like the mother of pearl, going with the Queen and King of Cups. And I did switch the positions around for this, so it could be interchanging as well. But definitely some type of flowering. And since I said that like that, maybe it could also be sexual progression too. So maybe going for those who accept the role of whatever's changing in the world, because it does seem like positions are different. What this card really stands out to me, I think this is one of the most important cards for the Six of Cups, because there's admiration here too. And I feel like whatever is there, the people that are involved in this transformation are really going to see the effects that it makes for other people that are involved in this, or that want to have that same type of a similar result that they're having. But a lot of looking up and looking down with the Queen of Wands and the Six of Cups. There's always like a foreseeing too. So more of like a karmic card, or why everything is happening. You have the Four of Swords. And this seems to be a little bit of discontentment too. So it does link to a similar mentality of a Four of Cups card. But it's interesting that there's a lot of different types of creation in this card. You see that she has her own scarf, and there's yarn there too, and it looks like she was actually making it into a string as well, and there's embroidery and lace in here. So it seems like as I kept like trying to scratch my eye, something that needs to be seen, and also being able to get out of that Three of Swords mentality and being okay with the Four of Swords. So I'm getting this as more of a, not a like a reversal card, because it doesn't feel like a restful card. It feels like in a way you're doing something that satisfies you, but it's not necessarily like a resting type of reaction that you would get. So I'll pull out another card for that. And I was also looking at the Six of Cups when I was doing that. So you have the Hierophant, and also more of creation too. So creation could be also having a family as well. And that could be tending. So some people may be going through a difficult time, but they may find fulfillment in being able to, pay their bills on their own, being able to get things for yourself, provide for those who are around you or in your family unit. Maybe you weren't in that position before. But there's a lot of more of the feminine concentration. And I'm also getting those mainly who are influenced or raised by other women that could be involved in this reading too. There's a reflection of what it looks like Irish lace, and then, or some type of lace, and then almost like a mirror image of that. But it seems intricate. Of course, not everything's going to be the same. There's also a type of purity that comes from that. And I'll pull out one more card for that. So you have the Ten of Pentacles. I'm also getting making it on your own. So for the Ten of Pentacles, it also looks more festive, a little more ornate. It seems like there's jewelry there, but it looks like there's books at the bottom too. And then a picture of remembrance in the background, and a crown. So there is the ability of being able to make your own way, maybe wages, being able to use what you know, what you have learned, this could be also for people that are working more like on their own, maybe an entrepreneur. Doesn't have to be a single mother either. And with that, you have the Nine of Roses, which is the Nine of Pentacles. Also interesting because it's a woman and her child. And the things that I was talking about of being able to make your way and being self-reliant goes a long way with the Nine of Pentacles card too. And a lot of red with apples. Also looking like it links to the Hierophant with the hand at the bottom. Seems to be like that type of structure can be prevalent to a lot of people. So red and purple also reminds me of coral. And could be more menstrual, could be like the Red River, depending on what culture you get it from. Maybe like the Native Americans or the Celtic culture. Maybe Celtic like the washer, the ford type of correlation. So your environment, or your hopes and fears, and since I said environment, I'll link it to the environment card. You have the Guardian Angel. Also the Temperance. And more purple with the King of Cups. And even with the Queen of Cups, it's a little deeper. Maybe they're getting more guidance, but I'm also getting, for the King of Cups, there has to be a certain understanding with this. And I'm also getting like a bond too. And welcoming. And the future, you have a younger energy, which is nice. And it says Lourdes. It's the Handmaiden of Pentacles. So you have the Page of Pentacles here. Definitely more of a fiery energy. Younger, maybe has different dreams, more dreams. And having the sheep there too. This one seems like a different energy than the energies that I was picking up from this reading. And the Servant of Distaff, the Knight of Swords, stood out to me with the cowrie shell. And could be linking to marriage, so it could be a different mentality or a different type of vision that you get that could be linked to marriage. Maybe there could be like unfixing the fixation, and that could have been where the Temperance card is coming from, of having more of the acceptance of the new mentality of a married archetype. So I'll pull out one more card. And you have the Emperor. More of a unique color for this reading. Even though I do see some greens, it's more of a deeper green. This one is a brighter green. And you have the Emperor, the Good Father. So I'll leave it with that message. I was going to say something else, but I'll stop it there. So, thank you so much for the request. I do really love this deck. I think it's one of my favorite decks because I knew, like, especially when I first started, well, not when I first started collecting decks, but when I looked into different types of decks, because in the beginning when I had decks, I started off with just using the two that I had, and I used those for years, and then I expanded a little. I told myself I just need these ones in this container and I'm fine. And then I got the tarot enthusiast type of mentality where now I'm collecting them. I am more selective about the decks that I get, but I do, it could also have to do with me experiencing a lot of the decks and knowing what I like and what usually speaks to me. But there's some times where something catches me off guard and then I end up falling in love with the deck. But a lot of my main decks that I work with, I would say that they're very unique in a way where I don't think the first impression would have me say that I would use this deck consistently or long term. So, all those things, I just made it more complex than maybe I said before that. But since I don't have a lot of time, I was going to see if I could get back to talking about my experiences with the deck, but it has such a warmth to it. I know the creator now has her own website. I got this off of Etsy when I got it. And even though I don't reach for it a lot, I still love using it, and I do get richer but lighter messages from it, which is nice. So it is a fulfilling deck, and I hope that you liked the reading that I received from this deck, and I hope to see you in another video. Thank you.